Are we back, Marty? Okay. We've had, we think Streamlabs actually crashed on us here. Marty, I'm not seeing myself on the monitor here, so, but apologize for everything, and God bless you all for hanging with us on these great Stay Curious programs we've done. I guarantee you this will not be in our top 10 archives today, but nonetheless, we'll have some fun with it. I just pushed the advanced. There's the images. We're at the top again. Okay, we start at the beginning. All right, there's CB, myself, Nick. We just appreciate you all so much. That art panel, we were goofing on what these two goofs are talking about. And each, Chris, I know what they're talking about there, Marty, is Marquette asked us to do an art piece for Stay Curious, for ShuttleFest, and mine's going to be better than yours. No, mine's going to be better than yours, is what Doug's saying to Chris there. So you decide. There is Chris's artwork on the easel there. Okay, I just used that one. He did a nice shuttle collage, but he calls them montages. Okay, and a lot of different elements in there. And we'll be putting that up on our Facebook page and putting Callie's website so you can purchase that. And then Doug Callie there with Ron Woods. Ron was a suit tech in the Apollo era and suited up the Apollo 11 crew, Apollo 8, I think 10 and 15 were other crews that he suited up. And he's an artist, so that's what his art looks like. Doug is a very graphics designer type person that works in Hollywood on artwork there. And his pencil sketches are his free time, though he's very devoted to it. There's Ron showing a bin of his images with, on the easels in the back, are Doug's. And here's what Doug came up with. He came up with this 2 images because he knows that Callie is so good that he has to do 2 to 1 to stand up to Callie. Ha, ha, ha. As I take that down, this was another image that Doug did as we were showing you the shuttle Endeavour going to its permanent resting place at the California Science Center in Los Angeles. And but I like this one, and you liked it so much, Marty, that I believe you purchased it.
I did. Yep, I did buy it.
What drew you into buying this one, Marty, instead of, besides just wanting to help Doug out with his airfare back home?
It was just so unique in the detail, and the detail on the tiles. And Doug did some research. I forget who he asked to find out what the details were on the tiles, and he incorporated that into his
and my phone's ringing. We can't make this stuff up today. Just flip that over. I agree with you, Marty, particularly that white above the just flip it over. Just flip it over. It'll stop. Just flip it over. All right. Marty's comment about the detail on the tiles there on the nose. I love that white in above the 3 RCSs there, above the nose there, the patina on there. So good work, Doug. And those of you that want to purchase that, we're going to put his site up here just a second after we show you an image that the kind of work that Ron Woods does. Okay, this is what we're talking about. We showed an image yesterday that really didn't do him justice. Here, there's a helmet, the gloves, just the whole thing is just a gorgeous. You got some reflections there because it was taken off of the picture sitting there. But Doug himself has his own. I mean, not Doug. Ron Woods has his own style and technique, and there were 3 very different artists to contrast them by. CallieSpaceArt.com, not .co, and ApolloArts.com is how to get a hold of Chris and Doug there. So, and we had Chris Wade there, Chris 2.0, I call him. He is an up-and-coming artist. He's in the Huntsville area, so he's very influenced by the space age, and he's been specializing in pet portraits, Marty. Though you and I don't have pets, Carlton does, and I'm sure he's digging that cat on an Enterprise with some sort of laser unit there. But that's the kind of artwork that young Chris Wade does. And it was great to meet you, Chris, and hope to see you again in the future. Well, yes, we had several astronauts that were Mebbies, and Chris Melnick came in the afternoon. Yes, sort of our fault. I mean, Bruce Melnick came in the afternoon. Sort of our fault for not booking them ahead of time, but a lot of things were going on, and we actually, when we started this, we were going to be on a Sunday in Cocoa Beach. And then they moved an air show in us on Cocoa Beach, so we had to scramble. And of course, we should have been at the Hyatt Place all along because they love us and we treat them well also. So there's Bruce Melnick talking there at the art group, and I love an interesting expression there on Bruce. What did you say to him, Chris Calley? And there's Daniel DeYoung, one of our great fans. It's a Spirit airline pilot. He made sure he was there. But you get these funny expressions there, and you wonder what was said. Certainly nothing insulting there, Chris Calley, to the first Coast Guard astronaut, Mr. Bruce Melnick. Bruce lives over on the West Coast. He was involved with the Kennedy Visitor Center astronaut experience, and he's turning that over to Winston Scott. But Bruce said, stay in touch with me, Mark. I want to help your museum. And we really appreciate that, Bruce. There's one of the space fans there getting a picture of Callie's in the back there with Bruce. And what can we say about Mike Cotton and his great documentary, The Base to Space? Everybody enjoyed that. Here's our business panel. We just wanted to say that we had a rich panel of businessmen there. Steve Lloyd and Rob Fabian. Steve Lloyd is with All Points. Rob Fabian is the COO of Via Space, and there's Anton Kirwas, who is basically he's in the launch control room, involved with launching Artemis. And what interesting insights they gave us to three different things: the NASA perspective, the up-and-coming startup company that Via Space is, and the established company out there working with NASA, All Points there. So all these are on our our YouTube channel, except the morning panel. There's the beginning of the room, people coming in there. Jane Hodges over there, and a lady there was expressing her love for the shuttle people, though she was not a shuttle worker. That was quite interesting, Marty, which what she had to say as a non-shuttle worker. And wanted to make sure that my bald spot hasn't grown too much. Somehow it's just stopped there. So I'm happy with that. And there's our morning panel. And I'm saving the first panel for last because what a bunch of characters we had on there. What a lot of fun that was. Tom Usciak, Nick Thomas, and of course the one and only John Zarella helped pioneer the 24-hour news cycle on CNN 40 years ago. And John was quite animated. John is the type of person that when I set him up for this, about 2 months ahead of time. Then I got a hold of him about a month out, and then I got a hold of him about an hour out, and I knew he would be there. And about 2 hours before the event, I said, "You're no problems, right?" "Nope, he'll be coming there." And John, we asked this panel, Marty, about what they thought the legacy of the shuttle would be. John's was. And the ever-patient Nick Thomas looking at there. And you, Tom Usciak, wondering, when are they going to give me a break to let me in there, all right? Marty, Nick's angle was the repair satellites in orbit. Had never been done that before. And that's one of the legacies of it. And then Tom, and there's Nick, saying, finally I get the floor there, okay? And he's talking about the satellites there. Look. Well, okay, says John Zarella. If you think that's the one that's the best, then I'll go with it. But there's Pinky Nelson retrieving the errant satellite back in 1985, what the shuttle was supposed to do, and then, of course, the Challenger in 86 changed all that idea of a space truck bringing back and forth satellites. Yes, Marty, question.
Yeah, Carlton Bailey was asking, did anyone think the legacy was that they built the space station?
Yes, I believe Nick also commented on that building the space station was that, and Tom did too, I believe, in there. So, yeah, they all did. You could hardly the space station would not be there without it. Yeah, thank you, CB. Great point. I just like this picture of Nick. He looks so handsome and happy there. I have to crop that in and send that to him. But loves Zarella's little look there, and he goes, "Really? You really think that?" And John Zarella is a great guy. He's got a family restaurant called Zarella's on Cape Cocoa Beach and right in the Cape Canaveral area, actually. And finally, you get to talk there, Tom Usciak, but nobody's paying attention to him, Marty. Look at Nick and look at John. Come on. Yeah, we've seen them pretty pictures before, Tom. Get on with it. But, of course, I'm making a story out of a story here. There you got the two Endeavor meeting Enterprise when the swap was done out at Udvar Hazy, a picture that Tom took on there. And let's see, we're getting probably close to the end here as I look at my script there. So we want to thank a lot of people involved. Again, Teresa and Ken Havicott gave us a financial donation. We allowed them as vendors to set up all day. This hotel is not made for vendors, but we did the best we could. Didn't we there? And Larry Pushkar, hope that you can come. What? You mentioned what?
Memorabilia, not vendors.
Yes. Thank you. We had a lot of space memorabilia, and I will correct me every time I say that. We were a space memorabilia vendors, all right? Wendy Bennison, new name. Glad to see you staying curious. Hazel McDaniel's watching, all right? Doug Forrest, Gary Jarrell, of course. Cynthia Rossi, you were there and enjoyed it. And Carlton Bailey was there, of course, and made a little coin. Dave Stange. I hope that this is an event that grows. It'll be worthy of you all coming down from Michigan, okay? I'm talking to Dave Stange and Larry Pushkar up there. And, of course, they enjoyed another University of Michigan friend. Chris Calley was on the show there. Hazel Banks, thank you for watching. Let's get together for lunch. Mike Cotton, thank you, buddy, for watching there. Bill Whiting, couldn't thank Bill enough for all the volunteer help he did. Looking at, there are, Marty, I left on my sheet over there. Marty, would you hand me my notebook in there? These are the ladies of the Scholarship Foundation. And as this has been an interesting day today, that is Sabrina Shopman and Justine Firmstone, and we are building a relationship with them. The Scholarship Foundation is what the original Apollo astronauts founded, okay? Our Mercury astronauts, I'm sorry. The Mercury astronauts founded the Scholarship Foundation, and these ladies are part of it now, and they were happy to be there, and we're so glad that you're there, and they're looking forward to doing more events with us. Steve Hammer, glad that you're there. Christina Rogel. Gary Folsom, good to see you, Gary, out and about. A good friend of both Marty and I. So, and Yaya Creations there, okay. The one and only Tori Varquette and her son. She does amazing 3D art that you see there and a bunch of other things. And she's trying to resurrect the Space Dealers TV program that was a pickers type program. Before COVID, that was going strong, and one of the things that kind of got hurt by COVID. So, and Marty, this is Keith Tyler. Remember, Keith Tyler is in his 90s, and there's Doug Forrest talking to Keith with the Yanceys in the background there, Yancey family. He's in his 90s. He worked on the mobile launch platform, and we're going to effort getting him on Stay Curious here. Very interesting guy. He bops in the museum once in a while to say hi and grab a couple copies of that DVD, The Base for Space, that was our focus of this year. And you can pick that up in our gift shop here. And to end, Stay Curious, Marty, we're all about inspiring the next generation, okay, of space workers. And we have a lot of friends that are helping us along the way do that, right, Marty? And who could be a stronger friend of ours than No, there's a shot of me, and no, not, of course, I'm setting up for something that is going to be the next slide, but the next slide is set up well. But just, we did pull out of the hat a free night stay at the Hyatt Place, and a nice lady who was there won it.
3 nights.
3 nights. Oh, it's 3 nights? Great, 3 nights stay at the Hyatt. And Nick pulled that out, and the lady that was there that won it, I've got the ticket laying on my desk there in case she has any problems there with it. But I don't think she was a space worker. So what I was setting up is we're all about kids and the relationships we build here at the American Space Museum. And by golly, there is one of our new best friends, Mr. Terry White, with this young boy, though he's got super long hair. He was a boy, his mother told us. And there he's with a space shuttle book and a little model shuttle there that Terry's holding, and a great photograph there. This is the best photograph you took the whole event, in my opinion, Tom Usciak. This is what we're all about. Terry White, such a seasoned pro, and President Obama knows what Terry's mustache looks like. He told us last time on Stay Curious Marty, as he was in the Oval Office several times on behalf of NASA. And there's a young boy there that certainly was impressed with what was going on. So, Marty, thank you for getting us through this today, and thank you all for watching it. Tomorrow, I do have a guest. Mikey Haddad will be here and tell us about a payload on the shuttle on NeuroLab. There was a payload of April. And then Thursday is 420, and 420 is what, everybody? That's the landing of Apollo 16 on the moon in 1972, the next to the last landing on the moon. And we've got a gentleman coming, Doug McKinnon, who has written a book interviewing the astronauts, like a question and answer. I forget the name of the book, but I'll be telling you all about it on Facebook and tomorrow, okay? Marty, anything we need to clean up there?
Just on my part, the more I think about it, Mark, I think I misunderstood. I think they said free night, not 3 nights.
Free,
So,
one night.
free.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 1 night, Marty.
Okay.
I was I was involved in that. I don't think they offered 3. A free 1 night stay is what we pulled out of the hat
Free
there.
and free sound pretty close.
And 3 and 3 sound close, and you know what? If we can figure it out, we're going to give away a free night stay to you watching us on Stay Curious, because Robert wanted us to do that leading up to this, and we can't really figure out a way to do it, but when we will, we'll put that in there. And I think, Marty, maybe just people message us, put their name in the hat, okay, on the message, or don't do it now, and then we'll put them in there and pull them out. So thank you all for bearing with a trying show today, but I'm glad we got to share and put the end on our ShuttleFest II, and looking forward to everybody's involvement in ShuttleFest III. Tomorrow again, Mikey Haddad talking about the payload NeuroLab, where they looked at our brains where it was weightlessness in space, okay? And then Thursday, talking about the Apollo 16 landing on the moon with a gentleman, Doug McKinnon, who wrote a book that I'm sure many of you have in your library. And Friday, we'll be talking about Future Fridays and feature some future business or aspect of the space age. So hope you can join us to watch these programs. Until then, I'm MarQ Marquette saying I can't wait to see you again to bridge the space between us.